You know, a lot of people probably suffer because they have trauma and they can't get their work done because they're still they're still caught up in imaginary problems. It doesn't exist anymore, but they still have that trauma. Have you ever tried to be productive and you just thought to yourself, like you activated your PTSD or something, and you were just like, oh well, I don't want to do that. Like for example, I went to go draw the other day, and I was like, it's so hard because I don't want to pick it up. I don't want to pick up the pen because I know that I'm not gonna be able to draw properly because I forgot how to draw, and I've never fully known how to draw. I just I didn't learn the fundamentals properly, so I would just finesse, and I didn't like that, and that created PTSD because I forced myself to draw even though that I didn't know and I never learned, and I was trying to create content. Um, but yeah, a lot of people, or like for work, right? A lot of people don't want to go to work, but they force themselves to go to work to a job that they hate, and then that creates PTSD for them, and then they hate that job and they start resenting it. But that's the only job that they have. Job market sucks right now, so they keep on going back anyway. Or like relationships, right? Every time they see that person, they hated the relationship, but they didn't have anything else. See, a lot of people are like, well, why don't you just leave the relationship? Sometimes, if you leave that relationship, you're gonna be lonely and you have nothing else. So you stay in the abusive relationship because that's all you have. And a lot of people then would be like, oh, well, then I'd rather have nothing. Yeah, that's nothing, you know? People are scared of that. They'd rather have an abusive relationship than have nothing, right? I am one of those people. But people are like, well, why don't you want a healthy relationship? Sometimes healthy relationships are like really boring, you know? And you're used to the abusive ones. But, anyways, back on topic. PTSD is like, it's really bad because, like, even like getting up, you'll have PTSD from getting up out of bed. You can be like, what are you talking about? That sounds insane. Are you insane? And to that question, my response is when you hate your job or when you hate your life, getting up will trigger your PTSD. Like, oh, I really don't want to get out of bed because I know what the day is going to be. The day was repetitive, so you're assuming what the day is going to be. And you already know, and it does happen, and you're like, oh no, I don't want this. So that's why it's really important to change up your life like every like year or so. Every year you should do something different. Because if you stay the same, then nothing changes. And it's really important that everything changes. Life is all about change. If you do the same thing over and over again, you're bound to go insane. And you don't want that. Trust me, you don't want that. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again. Knowing nothing will change, but you still do it. That's why people go insane, because they have a 9 to 5, they have a life that they don't like, they don't necessarily like, but they put up with it because it's comfortable. They do it over and over and over again, and then they go insane. They go insane, absolutely insane. You'll be like, well, why don't they just get another job? They are too comfortable to do that, so they stay there, and they drift, go on autopilot, saying, okay, I just need to make this much or this much. Go find another job, dude. Go find another job. The terrible experiences that you have are probably better than you doing nothing and staying at a job that you hate. Like, I remember, like, when you venture out, it's better. It's just better. You can be like, how is that better? It's so uncharted territory, you know? That's good. Now it's charted. Now, you can say that you've been there or you've done that. Because if you've never been there or done that, then you're fucked. Because you're living in a world. You're living in such a small world. Your bubble is so small. This is your comfort. If you don't branch out, then this is your world for the rest of your life. Maybe you'll branch out a little bit, but then you'll start to go back. A little bit. No. You take this bubble, pop it. Oh, what? You can't do that? Okay, take this bubble, put it on this side. Whoa. Crazy, right? You just made a new bubble. And you keep on doing that. That's what people do, and then that's what works for them. They take the bubble, they put it on a different place. When you pop that bubble, that means you're never stopping. You never stop moving. You're always moving. You're never settling down. Your bubble represents like your house or your home or something. Somewhere where you stayed. Jakku? Nah. Anyways. I just think that repetitiveness is super boring. Unless you're trying to meet a goal or something, don't do it. Repetitive works for working, for achieving something. But if you're just working to work to get paid, that's, unless you have something else in your life that you're changing up and work is the same all the time, I would change it up. Just keep on changing. Life is all about change. If you can find a better job hop, do it. Unless you actually love your job and you're like, I don't want anything to change. I love this job so much. It brings me so much joy. Then stay in that job. If it truly brings you joy. I'm sick. Also, like the video. Please. Then stay in the job. Stay in the job that you really love. Congratulations, you found a job that you really, really love. But most people, that's not how it is. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching, and you have a good day.